file first before before returning the appraisal document. No. You don't have to have anything filed to do anything with an offer of contract. In commerce, everything is honor or dishonor. You either honor an offer of contract or you dishonor it. And that's up to you. If you want to fight about the contract, then fight about it. You're going into the judge's chambers, and he's going to give the summary judgment to whoever brought you in there. There's no courts. Hadn't been a court since '73. Why would you think you're going to, anyone think they're going into court to get justice? It's done under the law merchants. They have a summary judgment when you go into court. And all they're going in there for is to get the judge to sign it. Read what it says about judges' chambers. It's where he sets up to do business. Hearing motions, signing documents outside of the court setting. In a real court, judges do not hear motions, nor do they sign documents in there. The jury owns the courtroom, not the judge. You wonder why he all of a sudden became so powerful. Because in 1973 they declared the Administrative Procedures Act as a law of the land. All the states had voted on it. Then in '66, I think it was, that they made the UCC the supreme law of the land. So you mix those two in the courts, and what have you got? Chaos for you and I. They're not your court. They belong to corporations. You're a sovereign, and you're come under the common law. When they threw out the innocent plea, they threw the court out. You can't plead innocent. You have nothing to fight for. And pleading not guilty is the worst thing you ever do. Now you got it because they put the intent with the charge. So now you're going to try to go into court and prove you didn't intend to do something. It's impossible.
I just want to notice one more comment about the automobile. Isn't it true that if the state makes you keep you sell your car, they say to keep the tag on the car? Isn't that kind of a way of saying that it's our car to begin with? We want you to keep our tag.
Sure.
Who owns the tag? It's the license plate.
Yeah.
Do we own
Well, the issue about the tag is money. They want all the taxes and stuff that come off that.
Huh? Tag or is it their tag?
It's their tag.
So that's
has their name on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So they tell me the tag on
Anything has their name on it, it belongs to them.
So therefore, when I sell the car, keep their tag on their car. So it goes to the next owner.
Yeah, the thing with the car gets into the bill of sale. If you go through the bill of sale, and this man in Houston's, then you get a fee simple title on it, and then the car passes to you. He's having a lot of fun down there. Please raise your hands if this is the first time you've heard this. I don't know. First time you've been here, I guess. Good. How many people have used the bank or the bonds? How many people have used the bonds? Lots of people. Okay. Yeah, somebody called down to Puerto Rico, and they talked to them down there. First they'd talk to you. They won't talk to you now. But first they said, we got thousands of these things here. We don't know what to do with them. Bonds. And they said, we don't know what to do with them. Then you call down there now and you say, hey, what about them bonds? And they'll go silent. Nothing said.
Someone else pay a bond for someone else's.
You have to do it with their name. If the property or anything, that's a debt to them, not to you.
You become third party if you do that, right?
Yeah, you're third party and you can't do that.
Unless they give you power of attorney, use their name and then show you as power of attorney.
How many of them have received the bonds back? Who's ever got them back? What'd you do with it?
Well, they just refuse.
Huh?
They just refuse the bond.
Well, you just send it back to them, though. Don't ever, they can't refuse it.
Well, they went ahead and sold the house.
Well, I'm sorry, you know, I hate to hear that, but, see, that's why we do it. If you'll go into that foreclosure, and I've been through it so much now, that you'll see the progression and where they get you. What is the last thing they do when they can't get you any other way? The constable comes out and tapes a thing to your door and says, we're going to come get your house in 4 days. Please have all your stuff moved out.
All they do right now.
Huh?
They can do, all they can do right now.
Well, we're going to come in 4 days and take all your stuff. And if you don't have it out, we're going to back a truck up to your door and move it out on the street. What do most people do with those? They move out. Most of them get their stuff and they move out. And the sheriff comes up and says, give me your key. And they hand him the key. The issue on the constable coming out and doing that is you take it immediately and you write across it, accepted and return for closure in this matter. Equality under the law is paramount, and you're hereby fired. You name him by name and anyone else who had anything to do with that. Just had 2 ladies that did it. They took them when they walked them in and got signatures. That they delivered them back to them. You have to deliver that back to the constable that brought it out. He's the one that says, I'm offering you this contract. If you don't do anything about it, you have acquiesced to the contract, and he can come out and do what he said in his contract.
That's UCC code.
It's all in there. Yeah.
No, what you said is right. What these people did, the attorneys did, is they refused the bond.
Yeah.
They went ahead and sold the house.
Well, the thing,
I never got the bond back.
huh?
I never got the bond back. The attorney.
Then they didn't refuse it. They accepted it and then told you that they were going ahead, and you didn't say anything to them. The last man standing in court wins.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm going to give legal advice. I would suggest you fire everybody. I did that. Did you put it on the record, public record
I put
first?
it on everything. And it's last resort.
Well, anyway, I can go through with you and show you. I've been through so many of them and tell you where it's too late.
Somewhere or another, I messed up.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to blame you. You know, sometimes things work and sometimes they don't, and I don't blame anyone.
The same way you would a fist fight. Now, if you bust them in the eye and they want to ignore it, well, cool. You know what I'm saying? When you knock them on the ground with that black eye, they kick them in the teeth. Let them ignore it. Just keep kicking them.
You've already accepted something for, for value. Warrant rests on, can this particular item be used, be issued a bond even after several years? Yeah. Hey, Rice, it's me, Troy. I'm back. I noticed, Troy. We wondered where you'd gone. I need to talk to you one-on-one. Now, by about 20 minutes. Bye. When have I ever sold anything to anybody? Will you meet me for coffee after the meeting? I go to the same place, Troy. You've been over there many times. I go, and so if we use a bond to pay off an IRS bill or IRS debt, don't say bill, or other government bill, and you overpay the bill, can you ask to get back the overpayment? No. You didn't do anything but offer them credit anyway. All you did was issue credit. So what can you get back? You want Federal Reserve notes back? No. Come on. If a party to whom the bond is issued returns said bond, is this the same as tendering? They cannot return the bond. No, it is not the same as tendering. They must, in other words, when you write that, they must write back and say, you know, I accept what you sent to me. Now I'm offering you this. That is a tender and offer. Okay? But it's not because he sends it back.
Give it an offer, what do you do then? Refuse it again?
Yeah, just say I accept it and in return foreclosure in this matter.
So you just keep doing it?
Yeah, you wear them out. I had a Gregg County tax assessor collector come into my office the other day to assess all the paid-for property that I had in my office. It was to tax me on all the property in my office that I was using to do business with. I said I made him leave and mail me a letter telling me what he wanted. He sent me papers to list all my property and the value of it. I returned it and marked it business closed, moved out of state. What you should have done, since he sent you that thing, is just put, you know, I accept this and return it to you for closure. That's like me writing on a deal one time. They sent me over a ticket, and I just took the envelope and wrote across it "dead men" and mailed it back to him. I expect him to return and assess my property, which I use for business. What do I do when he returns? Take whatever document he gives you and accept it and return it to him for closure. Equality under the law is paramount. You're hereby fired, and I'm competent in this matter, and I'll hereby declare you're incompetent.
You mentioned earlier about assessing yourself like $1.
Well, you can go down, that's first of the year, you go down and render your property.
That's the same thing, you want the rendition, so can you render it for $1?
Sure. You can render it, you can do whatever you want to, but when they do that, you need to do it at the first of the year.
January.
Yeah, January. Yeah. 2nd of January, of course, 1st they're not going to be there, but 2nd, you need to be down to their office and tell them I want to render my property both personal and private.
That's all business.
Yes, public. Okay. What do you think of being a Texas national? I am a Texian. You understand what the difference in a Texan and a Texian is? Why they were called Texians when the nation was first started? Because that denotes a living soul that is of that nation. When you have Texan, that is a corporate name. Check out all 50 of your states and you'll find everybody is called a Kansan, a Texan, an Arkansasan. None of them are called Arkansasian, because that denotes that that's a nation. If it's AN, it denotes that it's a state. Texas or Texans are called Texians, and that's what we are. And Californians. Okay, that's it. So we're 2 weeks, and I'll try to do what Brent